We enter the Holy of Holies. Behold the man. Pilate took Jesus and scourged him. Behold the man. They twisted a crown of thorns and put it on his head, put a purple robe on him and said, Behold the man. Pilate went out and said to them, I'm bringing him out to you, that you may know that I see no fault and find him to be true. Jesus came out wearing the crown of thorns and the purple robe. Pilate said to them, Behold the man. When the chief priests saw him, they cried out, Crucify this man! Pilate said to them, You crucify him. I find no fault in him. The Jews said, We have a law that says he ought to die, because he makes himself the Son of God in his own mind's eye. When Pilate heard that saying, he was the more afraid. He went into the praetorium, being very much dismayed. He said to Jesus, Where are you from? Jesus gave no reply. Pilate said to him, Are you not speaking to me? Do you really want to die? You have no power over me unless it comes from above. The one who delivered me to you has the greater sin. Pilate sought to release him. The Jews cried, A deceiver! Whoever makes himself a king speaks against Caesar. When Pilate heard that saying, he brought Jesus out and sat down. Now it was the preparation day of Passover, about the 6th hour. He said to the Jews, Behold your king. They cried, Away with him! Pilate said, Shall I crucify your king because of your whim? Bearing his cross, he went out to the place of a skull, which is called in Hebrew tongue Golgotha. 2 others were with him, one on either side, the place where Jesus of Nazareth, the King of the Jews, died. Many Jews read this title put on top of the cross. It was written in Hebrew, Greek, and Latin, the meaning not being lost. They would have changed the language to make light of his being smitten. Pilate answered, What I have written, I have written. Soldiers took his garments and the tunic without a seam, woven from the top in one piece, held in high esteem. They gambled for his garments, scriptures being fulfilled. Divided my garments among them, for my clothing they cast lots. Standing by the cross were his mother and disciple John. He said to his mother, Woman, behold your son. He said to the disciple, John, behold your mother. And from that hour the disciples took her to his home. After this, Jesus, knowing all things were now complete, the scripture might be fulfilled, he said, I thirst. A sponge filled with wine was given him to drink. When he received the wine, he said, It is finished. Bodies shouldn't remain on the cross on the Sabbath, a high day. So the Jews asked Pilate that legs might be broken and the bodies taken away. The soldiers came and broke the legs of the first and the other man. They didn't break Jesus' legs for the moment he'd come to the end of his lifespan. One of the soldiers pierced his side. Blood and water came out. He who has seen has testified, and there can be no doubt. These things were done that the scripture had spoken. Not one of his bones shall ever be broken. After this, Joseph, being a disciple of Jesus Christ, asked Pilate that he might take away the Master's body. Nicodemus brought a mixture of myrrh and aloes, about 100 pounds. Pilate gave permission, and they took the body down. They took the body and wrapped it in strips of linen, with spices, as the custom of the Jews is to bury. Now in the place where he was crucified there was a garden, and in the garden a new tomb in which no one had yet been laid. So there they laid Jesus, because of the Jews' preparation day, for the tomb was nearby. Behold, the man.